And breaker! Oh, a spear!
Is it all over for LA Knight? Yeah, some are asking this, a surface level question, and we don't mean his WWE career as a whole, but his shot at cementing himself as a top-tier mainstay in the WWE. He seems to have been flirting with that level for 2 years now, but after the Battle Royal on Raw to determine a number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, a match that was won by Jey Uso, things maybe aren't looking good for the megastar. So what exactly is the issue for LA Knight? Yeah, and his shot at becoming a main event talent. Yeah, let's first address the immediate issues and let's get into all of it. This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kevin Kellum. Let us know what you think of LA Knight and if you think he should or will become a future main eventer and even a world champion. Now, we're not denying that a vast majority of the WWE fan base loves themselves some Jey Uso. Yeah, you cannot defeat all of that yeet. His entrance is the biggest in WWE, let alone all of professional wrestling, and it has contributed to a lot of his popularity. But there are signs and cracks at the beginning starting to show, and maybe it's just the hardcore fan base online. We're not denying that. Do you know that WWE's 3 most disliked YouTube videos in 2025 feature Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 41, 111,000 dislikes. The second is from a match on Raw where Jey Uso squashed Austin Theory, 89,000 dislikes. And the third is from Jey Uso winning the Battle Royal on Raw, and it's set to surpass dislikes on the squash match that surpassed it by at a sitting number of 85,000 dislikes as of this recording. Of course, these are highly possible numbers driven by a minority of vocal fans online just all galvanizing their internet hatred to one video and one button to click dislike. The live audience reactions in the buildings where fans spend the money and the time is more accurate of an indicator, but we've seen cases before where the opinions of those online do not matter to those attending the show in person. They're not always the same fan. Just to be clear, we aren't Jey Uso haters at all. Whether he's deserving of the main event slot along the likes of CM Punk is subjective opinion, but the fact of the matter is that there is at least one very powerful person higher up in WWE who's consistently getting pushes for Jey Uso. The opinions of Jey becoming the number one contender aren't exactly positive, and the consensus seems to be that it should be someone like LA Knight in that spot. Perhaps it could have been the stage for him to finally win the big one, which is something that always seems to happen with a superstar like him that's always floating near that top level. We've asked that same question in numerous videos we've done about WWE doing injustice to LA Knight. What more does he need to do to prove that he's a main event talent? The fact that LA Knight has lost so many important matches, yet remains a top-tier name, just floating out of the top level, just semi-main event forever it feels like, on Monday Night Raw, means that there is a clear, objective recognition that he is deserving and worthy of that spot, but that spot simply hasn't come for him just yet. When you can knock the ball out of the park so many times, it's hard to deny that you should be in the starting lineup. CM Punk is in the hunt, and he has proven time and time again that in recent years he has the drawing power. Whether you want to believe that or not, he is a draw to hold the world title. But does he need that validation of a world title the same way a fellow long-time laboring outside the main event superstar in LA Knight needs that title? Yeah. Who needs it more? CM Punk certainly deserves to enjoy a proper world title run, and since his most recent one lasted like a few minutes and was more or less an angle, to present another angle at SummerSlam. Yeah, someone cashed in on him. But at the same time, he represents the real option that fans are paying to see, and that makes sense in the short run and in the long run. It's circumstances. Someone's ahead of you in the race for the world title. WWE knows that people will tune in to see a CM Punk as a world champion, and because of that, there is less incentive to tell different stories away from that. The numbers drive the direction. And this all feels assumptive, just to assume that CM Punk is going to beat Jey Uso for the vacant world title that, Seth Rollins had to drop due to injury. If Jey Uso wins that world heavyweight title, what is the story there to tell? Perhaps they could take the direction of him finally turning heel and playing into his dark side. But because he is such a big, very over babyface, there may not be a on-the-surface financial incentive to do that and just keep him in the role that he's doing, that is, turning over fans and merchandise. To add that we've gotten a glimpse of Jey Uso as a World Heavyweight Champion this year could maybe determine a different direction. LA Knight is one of those stars who fans are itching to see win the big one, and he could always get a unanimously positive response. Unlike Jey, whose response live means a lot, but online may not mean the same thing, but also, once again, those are different numbers and different factors. Being polarizing still helps superstars because it gets the reactions that are needed regardless of whether or not they're positive or negative. They can drive storylines. Yeah, John Cena did it for years. But if the choices were to have a heel Jey Uso win the world title, another CM Punk title reign, which would be meaningful, or LA Knight's first title run with the world title, which is the most exciting of those three? There has to be somebody backstage in WWE that is pushing for LA Knight. But until the main guys in creative, the Michael Hayes, the Bruce Pritchards, the Triple H's, can just pull the trigger and see what they see in Jey Uso and give that same momentum to someone like LA Knight, the best way to recover from that would be have LA Knight go on a very quiet winning streak for the rest of the year, becoming undeniable before setting up a huge Royal Rumble win or a big path to a world title win at WrestleMania 42 eventually. LA Knight is going to turn 43 soon. In modern wrestling, that is a prime age, but it never stopped Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, or even Triple H for having big renaissance runs past the big 4-0. Yes, there could be a world title in LA Knight's future. Do you want to see that happen? If so, how? Let us know in the comments below and share this video with other wrestling fans you know. Subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling and check out our back catalog for more videos just like this.